So this is a sort of simple but convenient thing that I added to the EON website on their news pages. So part of the project involved importing all of their old posts from their original website, but unfortunately a lot of those posts didn't come with a featured image set, so these were just going to be empty and nothing was going to be there. The design showed these kind of block images showing up in those cases. So as a developer I had a few options as to how I could get these to show up. So one is just to have a fallback image, so anytime there's a post without one of these featured images, then it just shows the same fallback, but especially on older, back in the history of these posts, the client didn't want to go back through and add a featured image to every single post, so they'd end up, if I chose a red square, they'd show up with a whole bunch of red squares, just be a little bit redundant. Another option is to have kind of a select box, so when you're posting the new Thanksgiving holiday closures post, you can pick one of these random square shapes, but it seemed like kind of an unnecessary step since these shapes don't really have anything to do with the blog post itself. They're just kind of random and there for kind of a visual look and to keep the layout and spacing and everything working. So what I ended up doing instead is as soon as you post a new post, it's going to pick an image, and then that image is going to be set and tied to that particular post for the rest of the time that that post appears on the website, unless a featured image is added to it. So that kind of helps out with if the user remembers, okay, I looked at that blog post, it was, on page 2, I remember, and it had a green block next to it and the title had something to do with Army. You could then find it pretty easily because this isn't random like on refresh. It's not turning purple if you hit the refresh button. It's kind of the same image every time you see this particular post, but it's not something that the user needs to select when they're adding it. So it's kind of a simple thing, but it just adds a little bit of convenience to blog posting.